And the first comment comes from Jacob, and he says, "So how is how we described the future Twitter any different than YouTube?" Jacob, thank you very much for the comment. My question to you would be, how is YouTube the same
as this future Twitter?
Let's walk through the feature sets that are similar. YouTube currently pays content creators. You upload videos to YouTube. YouTube runs ads on them. YouTube allows viewers to contribute to channels via super chats, super thanks, or memberships. At the end of every month or around the 25th or so, YouTube takes the balance if it exceeds a threshold and deposits it into your bank account. Yes, they do have your social or your EIN because they are paying you, and they report your earnings to the IRS. So in that sense, yes, Twitter and YouTube will be the same. Because Elon was saying, we want to pay content creators. So Twitter would be allowing you to upload videos or post your content. They would run ads against it. They would probably have a paid premium version where you could give a membership to a tweeter, and then at the end of the month, you would get that money. In that regard, it is the same. Secondly, YouTube bans people who violate the terms of service, and they also have very questionable moderation. And if you want to resolve the issues, you have to go to Twitter to resolve it. If your channel gets incorrectly banned or locked, which I experienced, you can't resolve it on YouTube because their system is garbage. You have to go to Twitter to resolve it. And that is the exact same story with Twitter. If you if you violate their terms of service, they will ban you, and they also seem to have questionable moderation. People who ought not have been banned are banned. People who should be banned are not banned. This goes all over on every single platform. This seems to be the modus operandi of any kind of moderation. It is handled poorly for a lot of people. But to me, that is where the similarities between the future Twitter that Elon was proposing and the current YouTube end. Because let's look at the other features that Twitter has that YouTube does not. Number one, this is currently in place. Twitter has direct messages. Those are private messages between users. Those messages are not currently end-to-end encrypted, meaning Twitter has access to every single direct private message that you have sent. Politicians, individuals, sex workers, whoever it may be. Twitter has access to those DMs, the private messages. Now, the question that I have for anybody who would be using Twitter as Elon is proposing, would you like your financial institution to have access to all of your private messages? I would hate if my bank had access to my Twitter DMs, to my text messages, to my emails. That would be horrifying to me. So that is the first feature that Twitter has that YouTube does not, because YouTube has zero way to DM between people. It has zero way to have private messages. Secondly, Elon was talking about Twitter having a money market account. What is a money market account? It is a savings account. So on YouTube, your money accrues over the month. At the end of the month, they send it to you. So at most, if you get banned from YouTube, you may lose 1 month of income. But in this future Twitter, with a money market, you're going to be earning 1%, 2%, 3%, depending. I won't go into the conspiracy corner. You'll be earning interest on it. And he said it would be great. Why not put more money into Twitter? Because you're earning a good interest rate. So now you are storing money on Twitter. What was one of the first things I said here? Twitter, YouTube, any social media platform has questionable moderation practices. Would you want a company such as Twitter, such as any social media platform, to be in control of access to your savings. I would never put money into a YouTube savings account, into a Facebook savings account, into a TikTok or Instagram savings account. No chance in heck. Because any of those platforms, you could just get mass reported, and if you have a savings account there, now you have lost access to it. Maybe you don't lose access to it, but it may become much more difficult to access. You may have to jump through hoops. You may need to take a photo of your ID and send it to them saying, hey, I am this person. Please send me a cashier's check of my balance. No, I will never put money in any platform that has moderation practices like this. If banks had a social media platform tied to them, I would take my money out of them immediately. And I know there are people out there saying, you still keep money in banks? You're crazy. That is a big difference between YouTube and the future Twitter. Twitter wants you to store money on them. YouTube says, take the money out. We're putting it in your bank account off platform every single month, assuming you surpass the threshold, which I believe is $100. And the final thing that I believe makes Twitter very different from YouTube is Elon was talking about Twitter having debit cards and checks. What would that give Twitter? A complete log of all of your transactions, who you're buying from, and how much you're spending. If we want to look at this in the least nefarious way, would you want any advertiser to have a list of every single purchase you've made, not itemized, of course, but who you bought from and how much you spent? Oh, you went to Sephora and spent $5,000. Let's go ahead and sell this information to Sephora so they can manipulate you by spending $150 so every single advertisement is for Sephora. Do you want any advertiser to have that level of granularity into your transaction history? I wouldn't. I wouldn't want that. And that is the least nefarious. I know I am paranoid. I am a crazy person. And I take things to the extreme and think, what is the worst case scenario? A social media app rolling out financial instruments I put two and two together seems like the start of a social credit score, especially when they talk about storing money there. Offering money markets. Oh, we're going to have interest rates. Oh, we want transaction history from everything that you spend. Doesn't seem like a good idea. So as far as how the Twitter that Elon was proposing differs from YouTube, it is massively different because YouTube is just a vessel for transactions in terms of money. It does a lot more than that, but as far as the money is concerned, that's all it is. It's an intermediary. Advertisers want to put ads on videos. YouTube facilitates that. They share the revenue with content creators. Viewers of a channel want to support a channel. YouTube facilitates that by allowing them to become a member or contribute a super thanks or super chat. Twitter in the future does want to do all of those things, but they also want you to store your money with them. They also want transaction history of everything that you buy. That's a very big difference. And I don't like this cult of personality around Elon Musk thinking, oh, he can do no wrong. Of course he can. He can do a lot wrong. He is very entertaining, though. I will give everybody that. Just don't buy into the cult. Question everything, and as X-Files taught us and as was burned into my brain, trust no one. I may like what Elon does a lot of the times, but I'm not going to trust him. He's some billionaire who just buys company. No, I'm not going to trust. Why would you trust him? He doesn't have your best interest at heart. I hope he does good things. If he does, I'll praise him. If he doesn't, I won't. That's my response to you. What was your name? Jacob. Thank you very much. Hopefully that answers the question.